So, hello everyone. A very good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Myself, Dr. Mansi. I welcome you all to Homeopathy Musings. So, today we have another Muse with Masters session with none other than Dr. Ajit Kulkarni, sir. Sir needs no introduction. Sir is an international homeopathic speaker and a practitioner since decades. So, this is a Muse with Masters is a homeopathic initiative to get inspired, interact, and ask anything to our masters, as learning directly from them is not a very convenient option. So, today, sir will be taking a session on case taking. Before we start our today's session, I will just give a quick look at our ongoing and upcoming courses. So, we have this ongoing course. It's a 1 year whole journey with Musing Minerals, that is Mineral Kingdom course, and there will be a detailed study of each and every mineral remedy, withstanding the fundamentals laid by Sholton sir and Sankaran sir. You will have a sessions on rows, themes of rows, themes of columns. Then there will be cross kingdom correspondence of each and every columns. There will be study of salts, metals, acids, halogens, noble gases, and many more. We have just completed 3 sessions, and there will be 40 plus sessions total in this course, and it is a 1 year whole journey. So if you want, you can still register and take the benefits of the remaining live sessions. Then, for those who have not been part of our old 2 journeys with plant kingdom and animal kingdom, after which we started this mineral kingdom, we have created this learning structure called Learning Odyssey, where you can master, refine, and explore all the 3 kingdoms, that is plants, minerals, and animals, in detail. There will be 120 plus sessions, so you will be able to access the previous recordings of the plant and animal kingdom, and you can attend the live sessions of the mineral kingdom. If you have any questions or comments or anything to interact with the speaker, you can always contact us and we'll solve your doubts regarding the previous sessions. So if you want to start with this journey, you can always contact Asmita Patkar, who is a coordinator, or on our contact number, and we'll be very much happy to define it for you. Then we have this another course coming up, that is Learn Centennials by Dr. Dinesh Chauhan sir, where sir will be taking a session on studying the APG4 classification, which is a modern multidimensional approach with focus study on centennials. There will be 2 sessions, that is on the 6th and 7th of March, 7 p.m. IST. As you all know, we have Musings website, where there is a corner called Musings membership, where you can become a part of our thriving community, and you have some benefits including in that, which is like you can attend a monthly live case, be it offline or online, with Dr. Prajakta ma'am and Dr. Preeti ma'am. Then you can refer your challenging cases and be a part of it, so that you can learn directly from ma'am. Then you'll be able to get 5% extra discount on our Musing courses and many more opportunities. If you have any questions, you can always contact us. Sir needs no introduction as such, but I would just give a little bit quick look. So Dr. Ajit Kulkarni sir is an MD homeopath. So he's a veteran homeopath, academician, and internationally acclaimed teacher with over 35 years of experience in clinical practice and education. As a director of Homeopathic Research Institute in Pune and Satara, sir is widely recognized for his innovative approaches to case-taking, materia medica, repertory, and practical application of body language in homeopathy. Sir has received the gold medal and recipient of the awards such as Excellence in Homeopathy, Homeoratna, and Life Achievement Award. He has made significant contributions to the advancement of homeopathy. Sir has authored and co-authored many books in the field of homeopathy. Thank you so much, sir, for giving us this opportunity to learn directly from you. Some very basic hygiene factors before we start. Please mute your lines all the while the speaker is speaking. If you have any questions or comments, you can always put it in the chat box and I can address at the end of the session, or you can unmute yourself and ask. Please do not scribble on the screen as it is very disturbing. Please make notes, share your experiences, and most importantly, enjoy the session. For any difficulties or questions, you can always contact on the given contact details and we'll be very much happy to help. Without taking your further time, let's stop share and hand over to Sir.
Yeah. Okay, so I begin, and this is one of the very basic subjects, and I understood the importance of communication long back. I think that communication is more important than your knowledge of material and the repertory also. And it is interesting, you see patient who used to study homeopathy and used to give homeopathic drugs to patients free of charge. And he knew only 4 remedies: Naxwamika, sulfur, ferrum pass, and kalimur. And he used to treat many patients. And he was very well known and very popular amongst the social people, because the concept was for him very good communication. Only use of 4 drugs, but he was very popular. Why? Because knew the, you see, communication skill. Okay, so now we will try to understand how we will deal with this important subject within a short span. I will share the screen. Communication is the basis. If you see now, if we go into the depth of understanding the communication, it is the interchange of the thoughts and opinions. So when we think of the communication, we think of interchange of thoughts and opinions. So interchange, you have to just read, then enlarge. These are the 2 things, because we go on enlarging something from our side. Communication is a process of expansion on the part of the physician and the part of the patient. Yeah. The last sentence is a very important sentence. Communication is the keystone of the doctor-patient relationship. It's a critical component of all medical interaction. So nothing matches communication. A well-taken case is so important for a patient that he is influenced by a physician's personality. He may not be influenced by MRI machine, but he may influence by the physician. And a good physician, maybe from anipathy, is more than MRI. And even a patient who had been MRI'd, he needs good communication. Why I am telling you? Because today, the importance of good communication has diminished. And people have started giving importance to this parameter and that parameter and this clinical diagnosis and this label and this value and that value. Real value is communication. One who understands communication is a successful person in the life. Language is the most precious prize instrument. And for the human being, this is something very rich, The language of a human being began becoming more rich in the long run of the life. And so we are in the verbal communication. And we forget that non-verbal communication is 65%. So the word communication is nothing but communicate means to share. And there is a word here, care. Share and care means communication, not only words. In psychological counseling, many physicians have the habit to give some philosophical, very thick and abstruse sentences. This is not psychotherapy. Patient doesn't have the capacity to digest your big words. What he will do? He may fail, in understanding you, and he may fall sick because of your very heavy language. Don't do this. Patient needs very good advice in very simple language, by simple examples in the life. So don't be a pravachankar, prabodhankar. Just be a good human being with common sense. This is enough for the patient. Because communication is not merely transmission of meaning from one person to another to symbol. It's much deeper than that. This we have to understand today. Yeah. Who is the owner of the communication? When I say to my patient, you are stupid. Who said stupid to my patient? You yourself told no. So you become an owner of your communication. Very interesting, no? We said something and we don't want the ownership, no? Then the problems come up. Everyone is the owner of his life. So communication also. And there are so many processes which are involved in communication. First is the acquiring the information, then exchanging information, storing information, retrieving it, processing the information. Very important, you see. Each one has a very big place in homeopathy. Acquisition of data. I always say homeopath must be selfish in acquisition of the data. Why selfish? Because he must not be selfish in all other areas. But in case taking, he must be selfish. He must gather every piece of information. Maybe redundant, maybe unnecessary, maybe small. Just collect it first in a very accurate manner. Then do your business of data processing, not right from the beginning. Don't be analyzer right from the beginning. Be a good compiler, good documentator. Document everything very well. And then go for data processing. You are a great homeopath of analysis, evaluation, synthesis, building up the prescribing totality. These are all later phenomenon. Take the case with a blank mind, write with a blank mind, process with a blank mind. Don't think this is sulfur. So you start asking symptoms of sulfur. This is not case taking. At the end of the interview, don't ask anything from a remedy standpoint. After your study is over, and now you want to discriminate, you can just ask few questions which have suggestive value. Are you with me? So with communication, we have exchange. No? Sharing means exchange. In exchange, there are two human beings. No, the human being with a suffering, the patient, has a medical voice. A physician has the voice which is containing empathetic politeness. And he is a person who has a urge to heal you. The suffering voice of the patient and medical voice of the physician. And the humanity in between, politeness in between, respect in between, love and care and affection, and your healing knowledge, they are in between. Storing information during the clinical interview also, you must have capacity to store the information and retrieve the stored information at proper time. Just patient was telling you the history that, my father was extremely stern and egoistic person. and during childhood used to give me so much trouble. And in a laughing tone, he told you. And you were in the physical patient was talking like super lachesis. And you missed this point. But you must be clever. No, your memory box must be aware. What about father in future after 10 minutes, 15 minutes at proper time? What is this? This is retrievation phenomenon. You retrieve the information, bring it on to the surface so that the issue of father is now over. No, you understand? Yes, I dealt with this issue of the father at proper time. No, proper time you have to find out. Time is a continuum. During clinical interview, it has a speed. Maybe fast, maybe slow, maybe moderate. And let the patient talk is the very basis of interview. Let the patient talk. But doesn't mean like lachesis. How to stop lachesis is also a science. I will tell you. So communication is a network of interactions. And the roles are changed. What role the physician has at the initial intake of the interview and later during the continuum process, a lot of changes occur. Lot of roles gets identified. Changes may differ. Changes may suffer. Changes may be detrimental to the patient if you do not understand the patient's requirements. I will tell you one story. There was a student and she was for the interview testing in my institute. I allow the students to take a interview before me, and then we analyze this interview before all the students. So whether the personality problem is there, how the questions were asked. So there are n number of problems, and we deal with them, and we are exposing them before all the students. It is not something we criticize. We try to allow the students to understand themselves. And a good interview is one where your personality is good, being represented through intelligent questions, how you navigate the patient, how you allow the patient to express fully without feeling guilty in a smooth transition way. This is the art. Smooth transition is interview. Adequate interview is a good interview. Accurate information being gathered, good interview. Less questions, good interview. Less questions and more interview. Information, good interview. More are the questions, more is the problem. Why? Because you allow the patient more into the imprisonment of the questions. Don't put your patient in the cage environment of your questions. Otherwise, each question will be like a rod in the prison. Let your patient be a bird. But remember, a bird has to come on the earth for eating. It cannot eat in the air, you see. Maybe human beings may create space stations in future. We don't know. So your fantasies and your all imaginations must not be there in the interview, but hypothetical questions must be there. We will see the value of the hypothetical questions today after we finish this initial part of the philosophy. So communication is not a momentary event. In fact, it is a momentary intensification of a continuum cumulative process, which starts even before the actual communication takes place, and even it continues after the communication has occurred and ended also. Very interesting. Okay, so now we go for the skills, no? Yes. Do you know listening is more important than talking? Everyone is talking, 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 and you think that if I do not talk, there is no value. You are wrong. Communication is very basic. And in this basic foundation of communication, there is listening, which is more important than speaking. So what are the skills which are required for active listening? What is the difference between hearing and listening? In the hearing, you are using only ears. In the listening, you are using your whole sensory body. With all five senses being aware, you become sharp, you become active, you become aware. So your awareness is multifold. Are you with me? There is a big difference in listening and hearing. A homeopath interview is for listening. Why listening? In the listening, there is a receptivity. In the listening, there is a good documentation. In the listening, there is a thinking process. In the listening, you ask those questions which are very important to explore deeply the patient's inner core. So this occurs all because of listening, no, not only because of question. Some physicians are bombarding their questions, and if you measure their questions, they are more than 350 questions, 400 questions. Our physicians ask to the homeopathic patients, and patient then is exhausted. Of course, exhaustion may be there, but not because of your questions. Your use exploration can run for 2 hours, no problem. But whether it went on smoothly, whether it helped you to explore deeply, and whether you reduce the quantity of the questions, unnecessary, redundant questions. This is a skill. How will you avoid, carry this skill now? Through active listening. Now, hearing listening. Now I'm talking about active listening. So what are the skills? Make eye contact. If you are looking with the patient, better, no? Now, before me, there is a patient and I'm looking here and asking the question, what is your name? What is the value of this? No, I must have a good eye-to-eye contact. Then the person feels that doctor is listening. Exhibit affirmative head nods, like this one, like this one. I understood. Yes. You are right. You are right. Tell me more. Tell me more. Looking at the patient. Tell me more. What is this? Affirmative exhibition of the head nodes, and then appropriate facial expression. Your patient is giving you very good data. How she landed into trouble by meeting a person who made her life a hell. And this man betrayed her. She had a disappointment in love. Millions of rupees were stolen and he caught them under the name of, love. And now she is crying and she is giving you the, history. So your sensitivity must be there, being expressed on the face. You cannot be like this. Patient is telling. Is it good? Do you think this facial expression is good? No. You are a sensitive human being. And homeopathic face must be sensitive. Homeopathic mind must be empathetic. Homeopathic mind is a special mind which is polite. Otherwise, homeopathic mind you have to develop through great efforts. It requires something inner, nobility. Then you can become a good homeopath. You must have compassion. You must have urge to heal, which is basic, not urge to get money. Money is secondary. Money comes afterwards, not first. Remember something basic. Don't forget this. You must have been knowing all this. Still, I will tell you all this because you require this dose of no. Repetition of dose is required. Your patient requires repetition of dose. So every homeopath requires such type of repetition of the dose. So I will repeat. Awaken the nobility within yourself to become a good homeopath. Be compassionate. Be polite. Avoid distracting actions and gestures. Yeah. Ask questions because questions are important. but don't ask unnecessary questions. But still, the last sentence I give you, a good interview is one where more information is elicited and less questions are asked. This is a good interview. So paraphrasing means you make a paragraph out of, you see what you have written. This is akin to a summary. Avoid interrupting the patient. Many physicians think that they are great individuals on this planet, specially made. And like Vikramaditya, God sent them directly from the other planet. So they are great people. So what they do, they do not allow the patient to talk. Patient suffering must be, you see, dealt with in a very patient way. So a physician who is a patient, who possesses patience, is a good doctor. So real sufferer is a patient and a doctor is possessing patience. See the relationship. And don't overtalk. Don't be lachesis. If you are lachesis, take a single dose of lachesis, muta, 10 potency. You will reduce your excessive talk and then you will go into a role of being a good listener. And don't forget your head nodding and you are looking at the patient. Eye expressions, these are basic to active listening. Don't become distracted. You are not suffering from ADHD. And do you know ADHD not only children suffer, even adults and old age people also suffer from ADHD. Do you know this? Yes. So we have now feedback. Patients give a lot of feedback, no? When I began homeopathic practice in a rural village, I used to ask so many questions. So one day, one old man, I dealt with him and asked so many questions to him because he was not telling the data. He was a very reserved person. And then my father was a homeopath, allopath and Ayurveda and homeopath. So he told my father, your son has asked me so many questions. When he will be clever, he will ask less questions. So I thought this is wrong. You see, this is wrong. But when now I consider his sentence, I think he was right. Because my questions were more. So what are the skills of the positive feedback? You must take every feedback of the patient positive. I told you about my father's behavior. Why you are asking the same question to me again? What we will do now? This is a confrontation to physician, no? The confrontation. You must know confrontation technique, no? We will teach today. So a lot of, you see, issues come up in communication. Communication is a very deep science. The more you dig out, the more new things come up now. I work very hard over Matera American repertory. I wrote more than 4,000 pages. But the real work I did is on communication. Because I found that without communication, there are huge problems with our students. So what are the skills now? Focus on specific behavior. Keep feedback impersonal. This is difficult. No? When someone criticizes you, you think, yes, a man like me is offended, humiliated. How you dare to do this? To me. Homeopathic practice is more, you see, ego loss. The more you learn ego loss, the more successful you are. What is ego? Ego loss. Be loyal with the patient. Be integral. Integral, you understand? Integral means you become sarva samaveshak. You become holistic. You have vision of totality. And integrity. You must have integrity towards patient, his information, his data, which must be kept confidential also. Many patients have many issues and they are, you see, with many problems in their life. You are here not to disseminate this information. Never do this. I had a very interesting case only 2 3 months back from you see Europe, and this lady had some relationship, and they used to have physical relationship, and mother didn't want because she was more religious, Christian family, Orthodox Christian family, and mother wanted from me after the case is over whether my daughter had a real physical relation with you see her boyfriend. What should I do? She was insisting. Ajit, you must provide this information so that I can understand my daughter's mind. What to do? These are the problems you see. I said, it is none of your business. You are mother in your area. I am a physician in my area. I will not tell you this information at all. Don't ask this question and create problems for yourself from for your daughter. I don't like your this encroaching behavior. And now he is going to marry. So this interference of you is not a good idea. I told her. Why? Because I know the consequences of this. I know the psychology. I know the nature of this mother who is my patient. Are you with me? So you have to behave according to the nature of the patient. Yeah. Now very important you see what affects no communication, what is the area affecting the patient. The adequacy of the clinical interview. I always say A2. Interview is A2. Adequacy and accuracy. You must receive hard facts, no? Hard facts are very important. So ask modalities which are hard facts. Patient is not a homeopath to give you all the modalities. You must ask those questions which really give you the reliable data on which you have to work upon. If you don't get the hard facts, it is very difficult. No. Hard facts many times are more important than the so-called concepts and themes and hypotheses and assumptions and imaginations and fantasies and probabilities. Hard facts are hard facts. The patient's understanding of compliance with the physician's advice. The impact on patient of potentially distressing treatment. I had a patient who had, you see, very bad experience of the hospital. And he was giving me in the interview, all doctors are Kasai. What was his sentence? You are Kasai, means you kill the animals with a knife in your hand, you see. This he wants to tell me. And when he said to me, said this sentence 3 or 4 times, all doctors are Kasai. I am taking his interview and he is telling me, you are a murderer. What to do, you see? Don't call me murderer. Get out. Who are you to tell me? I have not murdered even a mosquito. Will you tell this? No. You have to tell, you see, you have to understand him, you have to respect his experience and give a feedback that not all doctors have such time. Every human being is different. Then ask him whether all people in your home are the same, with the same personality characters. Then he will say no. Then the same is applying to doctors. The last one is very important. No, the patient is satisfied or no after your interview. You took interview 2 hours. Oh, very nice. 2 hours interview, 2.5 hours interview. There is a group of people in Russia where 5 physicians take interview of a patient and they give a special time 9:30 to 5:30, like a seminar. So 9:30 patient is before you sitting on the, you see, chair or a, you see, couch, big couch. And 5 homeopathic physicians screw him. He is given food. He is given many times. Whenever he will ask, he will be given coffee, biscuits, chocolates, candies, and questions. Tell me about your relationship with your father. Patient said, my father was very nice. What is nice? The patient said, he was a very normal man, common man. What is normal? What is common? What is the difference between normal and common? So thus you will go on screwing. Patient will be going on, you say exhausting. Do you think such an interview will be give you more information? Do you think? I fear such an interview will be a dropout. Patient will be a dropout. No? After your interview is over, look at the patient's face, whether he is satisfied with your interview or not. This is a good parameter. No microscope is needed. Your eyes are more than microscope. Your computer is the brain. All other computers which are present, AI, is created by human beings. Who created them? Do you think dog and elephant has created them? So the truth is that patient must be satisfied. This is the truth. This is the destination. Are you getting that destination? Do you allow your patient to be satisfied? Do you allow yourself to be satisfied after the interview? Just look at the patient use. Look at the relatives. When you have taken adequate interview, where your intelligence tested, you have explained everything very well. Patient has a feeling that, yeah, this physician is a good, knowledgeable, sincere physician who knows everything under the sun. He's very happy, no? Only asking questions and recording doesn't mean patient satisfaction. There must be a very good humor with you, very good seriousness with you, and above all, very well sincerity with you. Three things. Three things are very important. So what are the purposes of the interview? Establish interaction, gather unnecessary data, and to develop the physician-patient relationship. You see, I repeat again, I always tell, today infection is not the main cause of suffering. Yes, it was in COVID and plague and all other things. Okay, now today there is a epidemic of disturbed interpersonal relationship. So I wrote a big chapter in my Harmony book, interpersonal relationship and homeopathy. Read it. Interpersonal relationship is a very good device, module to conduct the interview. Very simple. I will give you example. Just make a graph. Patient, if he is married, how many children? Husband, sister, brother, mother-in-law, father-in-law, father, mother, friends, social structure. Okay. And then ask one by one. Tell me about your father. Your father's characters, his disposition, his behavior. Then the same question about mother. Then ask relationship between mother and father. Then ask about sister, brother. Are you on good terms? Do you get along with them very well? If not, why? So just explore each relationship. And then you will find that you get much more data. This is called as an interview through interpersonal relationship, not only from the disease profile. Disease profile interviews for clinical diagnosis. Patient-centric interview is for patient understanding. Homeopathic diagnosis is of two types, you see. Clinical diagnosis and patient diagnosis. So homeopath is always ahead. He makes two diagnoses, which is called as a comprehensive diagnosis. How do you diagnose? Sometimes patient asks me, what is your diagnosis, my case? Then we have to explain this thing. we have comprehensive diagnosis, and we have to ask him, do you understand this? नंतर circle 7:30. So your patient must be given this understanding. No, I am a doctor who makes comprehensive diagnosis. And then you have to explain. Train your patient. Train. If your patient is taking homeopathic treatment, he doesn't understand what is homeopathy. A homeopath doesn't understand what is homeopathy. Then how the patient will understand? So you have to give 10, 15, 20 minutes to explain homeopathy. Remember, many physicians don't do this. Just give them importance of Hanuman, Kent, Roberts, Bonningosan, authors many. What they did in homeopathy, how homeopathy became a part of the world, how now it is being practiced in 81 countries. It has crossed $7.2 billion business every year. When you say this, people say, oh, this is something. $7.2 billion. Yes, there is something, no? Money makes people change, no? If I tell you I possess a billionary, you see, business in homeopathy, you will be very happy, no? And also jealous, no? Yes. Now we go to something very special. Preparatory stage, this is attending. You attend to the patient. Your patient has entered, sitting before the chair. So you now attend. Attention must be undivided. Are you with me? Undivided attention is the first requirement of the patient. In a foreign country, if you take a mobile 3 or 4 times, patient is very disturbed because he says that he has given you special time of 1 hour, 2 hours. How you dare to distract my time and give my time to others? Here in India, you can take 20 times mobile while someone is talking. It makes a change. Your patient needs undivided attention, and this is very difficult to give. You must develop the skill of this. How to go with this? First, reduce the distractions. All distraction, the theme is called as a noise. Noise are of 13 types, which I will give you today. So what is the preparatory stage of attending? It requires decency skills. You know decency. My bungalow must be decent. My car must be decent. My wife must be decent. My clothes must be decent. I will wear a American branded T-shirt so that I will look decent. So if you want so much decent, you see hairstyle decent. So why don't you know decency skills? What is the first decency skill? Greeting the patient. Don't be ammonium, where your face becomes extremely overstretched with anger. Don't be Ignatia, where your face is downtrodden with some grief. Don't be Staphysagrine chamomile to show the anger. Just be a good human being greeting the patient. Greeting requires no money. I am giving you these 3 skills which require no money. You have to not give any tax to any municipality of electricity and water. It is with you, within you. Just you have to develop this and show to the patient. Very easy, no? Something without money. Oh, great, you see, great. You are born with all this. Yes. God gave you so much power, you see. So show this gratitude to the God. You gave me greeting skill. So greeting. Second, politeness. What is politeness? Be polite. Politeness and kindness. These are true, you see, noble hearts of you. You are labeled as a noble because you are polite. You are labeled as a noble because you are kind. Again, these 2 skills require no money. If you possess less, train yourself, go in a spiritual cult, be spiritual, follow some great people who are spiritual and compassionate. Don't remain isolated. This is the treatment, you see. This is the training. Decency skill facilitate and pave the way for deeper interpersonal relationship. And do you know what happens with these three skills? Do you know your adherence is increased? Dropouts are less. Are you with me? If you want more patience, you have to follow decency skills. Do you want? Do you want to be rich? Yes. Then three skills are with you. Follow them. Make a good smile. Other people have you see very small smile. If you want to you see laugh, it must be like a you see thunderstorm. Thunderstorm laughing. Have you done this? No. Why? What people will think? No. I always say, if you want to cry, cry. If you want to laugh, laugh. If patient has done something, no, you must have this sense of appreciation. Last week only one you see patient of mine literally make a logo of our homeopathic research institute. 7, 8 years old girl from Pune. And she beautifully you see portrayed, drawn the logo of Homeopathic Research Institute and gave in my hand. What should I do? It unless it एक ठेवा मागलो त्यांना पैसे नाही. Okay. Then attending physically. In this undivided attention which I am teaching you, your mind and body must be undividedly attentive to the patient. So through good body language, face-to-face interaction, eye contact very good, posture of the physician, eliminate any distracting behavior. Some people have the habit to do everything. No, they will have this in the hand. They will make the voice and ask the question. Tell me about your family history. Do you think this is needed? No. But our you see physicians go on doing every kind of a distracting behavior, which is not be with the patient. This is very important. No, go parallel with the patient. Go parallel with the life experience of a patient. The flow of the life, the influx. Where the shoe pinches, no? Do you understand? And your identification of a role. This is very, very important. What is your identification as a physician? Everything comes at this level. So observing physically, emotionally, interpersonally, intellectually, and develop congruence. Are there any discrepancies? Discrepancies may be with the patient. Discrepancies may be with the physician. Discrepancies may be with your environment in the consulting and waiting chamber. Now there are so many distractions. I am giving you a lecture that I can't give a lecture. If the same thing happens to you, what you will say? Oh, many distractions. Good speaker, but many distractions. Your patient will tell the same thing, no? Why so many distractions during interview? Same thing. You see. Yeah. Listening. Hearing alone is not listening. In the listening, there is a harvesting. In the listening, you can create a tree. And do you know, like the branches of a tree, the interview has branches. Do you know each branch is like an emotion with you? Just write down on branches your own emotions. Yeah, yeah. This is a psychological module, no? Which assumes that you are a tree. Interview is like a tree growing and giving you the fruits. And that fruits, if you want, very good. Something basic is needed. And that basic understanding of communication is the cornerstone of homeopathic practice, rather any practice. So there are two levels, the level of words and feelings. Know what are you listening for, listen for specific content. Suspend personal judgment. Many physicians have the habit to premature judgment of the patient's analysis. Don't do this. It is not so simple because human being is complex. Like you, do you know you are a complex individual under the sun? So our patient resist the distractions. Again and again, I tell you, patient needs undivided attention. So responding to content, responding to questions, with responding with non-verbal measures, making summary responses. Patient is giving you the history of sexual abuse, and you are sitting like this. Are you with me? Sitting like this. A patient is giving you the history of sexual abuse. You don't want to even you see look at the patient in this way. Your face is so rude and it is drawing on the canvas of the face no single emotion. You have a you see blank face, no emotion on the canvas. Do you think patient will like this one? How much sensitivity do you require when the patient has gone through this experience in the life? You just have to free yourself. Be near the patient. Lean forward. Look at the patient. Make your face change. Show empathy. Show sympathy. Be sensitive. Be sincere. Be serious. And do you know there is a technique of how to ask the questions? So I have a full record of what to ask the patient who has experienced sexual abuse. Why I prepare these questions. And I found that intruding questions very bad for the patient. Sometimes the advocates and Supreme Court and these all judges, they ask questions which are very difficult to answer on the part of a woman who has experienced sexual abuse. The same questions, do you want to ask here as a physician, as a sensitive physician? No, that makes a difference. No. Today, only a homeopathic physician has remained on the earth who listens to body voice and mind voice and experience of the lives. Children have no time, parents have no time, neighbors have no time, friends have no time, and they are not skilled in taking a good interview. Only homeopathic physician today. Even psychiatric history is less than homeopathy. Counselor's history somewhat comes close. But still homeopathic history is deeper. Why? Because that is the entire holistic management of a patient. It's not only for history, no. It is for data processing. It is for coming to the conclusion of a good remedy. It is for the management. It is for which kind of the counseling you want to do with your patient. Oh, so much things are required, which are possible only because of accurate and adequate documentation. Okay, so we go ahead now. Personalize the meaning, initiation, evaluation. Okay, so We come to the conclusion now. Communication matters. Communication is not optional. Communication impacts diagnosis, adherence, patient satisfaction, physician satisfaction, and it is also very good for malpractice litigation. You do not go into medical legal problems provided you have good interview because you explain everything. Communication breakdown is the most important event leading to a patient's decision to litigate. And finally, go with the percentage. 35% physician communication, 35% physician attitude, 20% patient's financial condition, 10% other. So adherence of the patient is dependent upon 70% on the physician's work. This is the research. So if your patient goes away from you, there is a dropout. 70% you are responsible. So today's gift you should take away is this one. Today's lesson is this one. Are you with me? Write it down. People always say today's patients do not talk. Oh, he is a very reserved and introvert person. He is a pseudo intellectual man. He regards himself as a, you see, a great and celebrity man. So he doesn't give you the history. You see, no, these are the problems. 70% you are responsible because you are not trained how to take an interview. Okay, so this is all about the basics of interview. Now I will go into some other, you see, aspects. Yes. Some philosophy is there. This is a very big lecture I don't want to give. I just now go for communication skills because I have only now 20 minutes. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. These are noise, you see. I told you 15 noise. Factors producing noise are 15 in the interview. Each one is explained in my body language and homeopathy book. There is a big chapter of 60 pages over communication skills, a practical view. This is a Marathi book. Those who want Marathi book, it is more specially and elaborately given in Marathi language. This is not only translation of the English language. This is available for 450 rupees from Dr. Ajit Kulkarni. Okay, so these are you see factors that produce the noise, 15 factors. And then comes, you see, a big approach, you see, yes, well-defined ego and not to be over-involved. This is the need of the hour. You have to understand your role, your ego functioning. What kind of the ego you possess, whether patient is complying with you with the sick. Healthy attitude to the patient. Even the patient may be dying, even though he has a metastasis, but your approach must be healthy. But it doesn't mean that you have to give to the patient, you will be totally 100% cured of your metastasis. This is right or wrong? This is wrong. Why? Don't give false assumptions to your patient. It is wrong. A good doctor, a good doctor can give guarantee of efforts. And a commercial doctor will give you a guarantee of cure. Are you understand? You must understand that you see life is uncertain and it is not so simple that you cure. In medical science, sometimes you may cure cancer, but you may not cure simple coryza. Remember. नाही डालतं लावा पण त्यांना बोलू नका म्हणून सांगायचं सेमिनार सांगले घरी राहून घरी राहून घरी राहून empathy, sensibility, sufficient intelligence to understand and coordinate in a coherent way. How will you get sufficient intelligence? Are there shops? Are there any shops? I am in need of these shops. I am ready to give hundreds of rupees to the shop. You have to develop your own intelligence. Remember, interview skills, maintaining professionalism. Now we come to the yes. After I don't want to give you for this one. It's a very big lecture of 2 days. Now I come to yes, interview techniques. Be with me now. 20 minutes. First technique is facilitation. We all follow, no? Facilitation means augmenting the interview, expansion of the interview through some techniques. What is the technique? Very simple technique. You facilitate the patient's talk, verbal and non-verbal communication that encourage the patient to further talk, to further explore. Example, just keep silence. Patient is talking, very good information he is giving, don't interrupt. Just write it down with sincerity. In between, look at the patient, right? Look at the patient, right? Patient is telling you, don't interrupt. If he's going to give you good information, yes, he may need some navigation, but in a very non-intruding, polite, yes, then, yes. Acha, oh, oh, I got it. I got it. Now, what are you doing? You are just filling the gaps. You are trying to go for the use of the fillers in between. अच्छा, बरं आहे, ठीक आहे. हो का? काय सांगताय? असं झालं? And then, so what you are doing? You are using some words to facilitate the patient's talk. This is called as a facilitation technique. Very useful technique. You have not to use questions. You just, you see, go with a very technique, simple but very useful. This is first technique. You see, you do this one. Yeah, talk more, talk more. Look at the patient, talk more. Yeah, I'm listening to you. I'm listening. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, will you explain it in a more better way? Yes, yes. No, I need clarity. What you are doing? You want clarity, but you don't ask the question. So you reduce the question. So your questions are reduced with facilitation technique. Then second one is open-ended question. What is this? Open and ended. This is very interesting, no? So you open the interview question and you end the interview. No? For example, you see a patient is telling about pain. You just ask a question. Tell me about more about your pain. Patient is telling you a lot of things about, you see something confusing here and there. How will you stop it? There is a very good way of open-ended question. This is called as a giving big platform for dancing to the patient. Will you tell me more about your disappointment in love? What is this? Open-ended question. You tell me everything about disappointment. Is this too imprisoning to the patient? No. It's like, you see, you make the patient to talk without interruption. You don't put any restraint, constraint over your patient. So open-ended questions are very good. Tell me more. Patient has a migraine and is telling you some symptoms. Tell me more. Then he told you some more modalities. Nice. Tell me more. In between, use the word nice. Facilitation. So facilitation and open-ended question go together. So many techniques are clubbed together. So I will give you one after another, many techniques today. Open-ended questions are very good for, you see, reserved people. you have to explore something specific. When something specific is asked directly, they withdraw themselves. Then what to do? So you have to give them a big platform. I understand that this information is very difficult for you to tell. I understand. But see, I need it. And look at the patient. But I need it. And you make a use style. Yes, yes. As if you are eager to listen and to write with a pen in the hand, looking at the patient. Eye to eye contact. Yes, please tell me. This is for yourself. I need the data. Then he will be opening. There are so many techniques also. I will tell one by one. Then direct questions. Hanuman wrote direct questions are not good. So direct question is something like a you see taboo in homeopathy. Do you know this? If you are direct question, you are not a good homeopath because bhaktas of Hanuman, disciples of Hanuman always follow Hanuman. No, this is not good. Actually, the English language translation from German is not good. The real word for translation is leading question, not direct question. Do you know this? There is a difference in direct question and leading question. Many patients require some feeding. Modalities, patient need feeding. Food cravings and aversions and effects you require feeding. In many of the physical reactions to various stimuli, you need feeding. So feeding is not good. But feeding must not be given in a so leading way that the patient has no choice. So you might have suffered from grief after disappointment in love. No? Is this a question? This is a leading question. This is a direct question. So even if he is not feeling grief, you are inducing grief in him. It is not good. Let him think what you felt after disappointment. This is the right question. So why you are giving grief to the patient? This is wrong. You see, after this, you see failure in the business. Your wife must be very angry with you, no? And patient, no, 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 no. My wife is very kind-hearted, and she was with me. She was now not angry. So what you are doing now? Even the wife is not angry. You put a question where wife becomes angry. This is called a confrontation technique. It cannot be used in this way. If the patient at all is not helping you, confrontation is one of the ways. And you have to prepare an atmosphere of the right question. Are you with me? Question becomes very important when you prepare atmosphere of this. This is the technique of advertisement on television and your small mobile, no? They make your situation such that you must purchase this product from the shopping center, no? Why? Because they prepare you for this. In the same way, you have to prepare an atmosphere where patient is navigated. And that is the skill. So you have direct questions. What then? What happens next? And direct questions should not be leading question. Whether your stars look like tar, this is wrong. Will you ask your stools are black or yellow? How do you think? And patient will tell you, doctor, you are wrong. This question is wrong. Intelligent patient will tell you, doctor, you must ask a question about color of my stool. They are neither black, neither or nor yellow. So there is a difference in direct questions and leading questions. Okay, now fourth technique is called as a support. Who doesn't need support? Everyone needs support in his life. No one is born without support. You are a social animal. Don't think that you are so independent that don't need support of anybody. I am independent human being. This is the greatest delusion of the human being. Do you know even for single tea, you require 3,000 people help to consume 1 cup of tea. Do you know this? Read this. Study this. This is a research by Rajendra Singh, who made a research on water, a scientist man in India. So support comprises both verbal and non-verbal expression that indicate physician's interest and concern and his willingness to help the patient. Support should not be offered before the patient has expressed his feelings. Do you need you see your daughter has severe anemia and she needs blood transfusion. So do you need how to go with your all transfusion, hospital, examination, or should I provide you information? This is support. You have to ask the patient the support. You know, if your approach is not, you see, giving support and making the patient dependent on you. Sometimes patients become extremely dependent on you, and this becomes a problem. There was a story with my colleague from Mumbai where a lady became so dependent on him that she used to sit in his waiting chamber for hours together unnecessarily. Because according to this lady, the only God who can help me is this physician. So she became so dependent and it became a headache for the patient and the receptionist and the patients because small working place in Mumbai, it is not Pune and Satara, no. It is Mumbai. So you have to understand support when required, it is okay. And with constant support, the love relationships may get developed, attachment may develop, and professionalism may be affected. So you must understand the consequences of this. I'm not against support, but I'm definitely against unnecessary support being given to the patient. You must be very clear what is the role of dependency and independency. How will you define this psychologically? Then comes the greatest technique every pathy patient must possess, that is empathy. The more empathetic you are, more adherence and more richness. And I am very sure everyone wants to be rich. Yes. Empathy is communication that expresses understanding of sympathy for the patient's feelings. In the empathy, you are resonant to the patient. There is a parallelism. You have a compliance, you have affirmation, you have positivity, you experience what the patient suffers. I had a child, and you see, at 12 years, they were traveling to Shildi, and the accident occurred. The only child. Three people together with the driver. Accident occurred. All three people died. Parents died, and the driver died. And he was alone, 12 years of boy. What to do? Are you able to see the experience of this child? No relative. He doesn't know the phone number of relative. See, he is also injured. He is in a hospital now. He is constantly crying. But he doesn't know to whom he can call now. Because his life has only parents. Should he call, you see, God who doesn't exist as a human being? Are you with me? The experience. So this experience of a boy must be an experience of you as an empathetic, noble human being. Then you will understand his suffering. This is the resonance, and it comes through empathy. So empathy is very, very important technique. There is a very less dropout with empathy technique. Remember, तो आपको श्रीमंत होना है तो एम्पैथी है, लेकिन एम्पैथी वो ऐसा दिखावे के भी नहीं चाहिए, आपके अंदर से चाहिए. और समझो अंदर नहीं है, बाहर के तो दिखाओ, वो भी चलेगा. वो भी नहीं है तो नहीं चलेगा. Silence is a non-verbal communication that may express a range of responses from total disinterest to active concern. ये तो बहुत बड़ा काम है. Patient will think doctor is not interested, and it may be very active process. Being silence very helpful for the patient to give you more information. Patient is giving you the information, and you just close the eyes for a few minutes, few seconds. The patient has a feeling, I am giving so much information, and this doctor is not so attentive. He starts talking more. This is the technique. It is a difficult technique, should be followed by a experienced physician. Many physicians follow this, and it is very useful. Our children say no. बाबा तुम्ही ऐकतच नाहीये, झोपताय तुम्ही. आम्ही आपलं तुमच्याशी बोलतोय. तुम्हाला झोप आली आहे का? Are you with me? Are you sleeping? Son asks, no, father. But this is a technique. Sixth number technique is silence. Reflection, one of the great techniques. Open-ended question, facilitation, and reflection. Oh, three together will make a very good interview. ये थे आपके पास क्या, चौकार और षटकार लगाने की बैट आपके हाथ में आ गई. मैदान तो है, प्लेटफॉर्म है, क्रिकेट में जितना मारे तो मारे. ये थ्री टेक्निक्स जिसके पास है वो आगे जाएगा. The one who possesses reflection, once you see open-ended questions and facilitation, will go ahead in his life. So what is reflection? जो पेशेंट बोलता है वही बोलना है. हमारा कुछ नहीं है. हम तो क्या है, गॉड जैसे है, त्रयस्थ. गॉड इज न्यूट्रल. तो हम क्या बन गए? न्यूट्रल बन गए. एक्टिवली न्यूट्रल. ये क्या बात है? एक्टिवली न्यूट्रल डिफिकल्ट नो. This is the thing. I have just gave an example. There are so many examples of reflection. Patient was telling me all my complaints develop after business failure. Oh, business failure. So what do you do? Nothing. You just repeated the same business failure, but in a different tone. But don't do this every. Patient is telling you, I had a betrayal by my partner and I had a disappointmental. Disappointmental law. It is wrong. That tone is wrong. Reflection means using the patient's sentence, using the content, using the words, and returning them back. वो बदला लेना नहीं है, रिवेंजफुल नहीं है. आपको लगेगा डॉक्टर क्या क्या सिखा रहा है, बदला लेने का सिखा रहा है ना, ऐसा नहीं है, वो टेक्निक है. It is very close to facilitation. It saves you from valuable time. It allows you to expand further. This technique is a very useful technique which helps to go ahead. It is useful in eliciting both facts and the feelings. This technique you must learn. Just use the patient's words. Oh, you told me half an hour before because you had, when loss of sleep is there, you have problems. Yes, I developed this loss of sleep because I saw the death of my relative at home. And this was my first experience how the patient dies. Since then, I developed insomnia. Oh, it was a experience for you. Yes, it was a very painful experience. I didn't notice. I didn't know what is death. Yes, yes. So how you express it? So what we are doing? We are in the same process, but using the same questionnaire about the question, but using reflection mode. And patient will tell you, yes, I saw the suffering of my grandfather. I saw daily he was, you see, wasting. So wasting. Yes, he lost 10 kilogram in 1 month. Oh, 10 kilogram. Yes. Daily few you see grams he was losing. Oh, what you are doing? Oh, what is this? Facilitation. But again, this is reflective also. So many of these techniques overlap with each other. Then clarification, many patients are confusing, no? First physician is confusing, then patient is confusing. So what happens? Clarification is needed. You require clarification modalities. You require clarification in concomitant symptom. You require clarification in extension of the pain. You require clarification and explanation of several complaints and feelings and emotions and sensations. So this is a technique, no? Will you clarify more? How will you describe? What is the difference between this? You use two words, no? Congestion and constriction. Will you differentiate between these two words? Let him come out. Let him come out with whatever intellect he has. No, we should say nothing about his intellect. We will just listen to him. So, confrontation. So, you confront with the patient's ego. You ask him, do you want to continue alcohol in spite that your diagnosis is cirrhosis of liver? You have been consuming alcohol since 20 years and now you have cirrhosis due to alcohol. Still, you continue with alcohol. Do you want to continue? This is confrontation. You were at the police station 4 times because you are beating your wife. Do you want to continue beating wife? So you want to enjoy jail. This is confrontation. Sometimes you need it use. You have COPD, emphysema, carpulmonal, congestive cardiac failure, all complications because of smoking. And patient tells me, you see, I have been smoking since the last 40 years. Death is always there for a human being. Who is here? Who is immortal? Tell me, doctor. Tell me, doctor. Are you, you see, dying or not? You will also die, doctor. So what is new that I am dying? So what he is doing? He wants to continue smoking. And he is using these big philosophical sentences as excuses. So you must tell him, I am here to treat you, not listen to your this unwanted sentence related to me. What you have to tell? Don't do this. It is enough. If you want to have quality life, stop it. If you don't want, you know you can die. Your preference because you are the owner of your life. Are you with me? This is confrontation. The 10th you see is summation. Reviews the information that has been given by the patient. So you gave me this information. I will again now make a summary of this. So you have the suffering of rheumatoid arthritis in the last 10 years. Your rheumatoid arthritis is worse in winter, also in damp, cold, wet weather. Am I right? Yes. You have pain in the joints, which is worse by beginning of motion, better by continued motion. Am I right? Yes. So this is, we make a summary. In the summary also, your approach must be to get more information. So do you want to give me more information after we have summarized? This is the right question. After your interview is over, you have to ask one question always. Do you want to tell something more? You can also ask a question. Are there any significant events in your life which you remember today? Then patient, oh, I forgot to tell you. I was punished by my teacher before all the students. I still remember, and I want to, you see, give abuses to this teacher even now. It gives you something you see as a hatredness, as a chronic anger in the memory. No. So you get the information, no? Now you have to decide what you are going to do about this information. So the pieces of information which you collect give you expansiveness in everything. And if you are skilled in navigating them, you get more and more information. You really understand the real, you see, feeling, the real core of the interview, cause-effect relationship, personality understanding, and the true sickness of an individual. True sickness is not symptom. Symptoms are external manifestations of an internal malady. That internal malady is true sickness. I repeat again, what is the great contribution of Hanuman to medical science is to see this unity of the mind and body together. And in the concept of the totality, there is a place for physiology, pathology, biochemistry, the whole universe, laws of the universe. But the central idea is law of similars. All other laws are corroborative to the healing principle of the law of similars. And then comes the interpretation. It's a formulation by the physician of data, events, or thoughts into terms that make the patient aware of their interrelationship. I always say totality is not assembly, it is not quantity. You don't, you see, make up the totality but only amalgamating the components. You try to define the relationships between the components. That is totality. And this totality will lead you to true sickness only through proper connections. This is the idea. A good interview can only explore at this level of interconnections. Superficial interview doesn't go for this. So we must have it to take a deep interview. So I take your leave. This lecture is a very big one. I have this privilege to give you my thinking. We can meet again to understand the depths and extent of this learning process, very fundamental for homeopath, by giving you what Lord Ganesha did. I have explained this image and all the explanations given in my book on body language. A wise man has a long ear so that he can listen. Big eyes so that he can see the envisioning, and a short tongue means silence. The melody of silence is also part of a good interview. A good talk, also part of good interview. Transitional smoothness by going from one area to other, a good interview. A good interview is one where your human intelligence is tested. A good interview is one where you understand the patient's real problem, not only the level of the diagnosis. And if there is a level of the diagnosis, you do value to it, whether it is a poorly differentiated invasive carcinoma, with what kind of the classification. It is very important, no, for the management, for the posology, for the repetition schedule in homeopathy. In the same way, interview becomes a fundamental cornerstone. It is something very basic, and nothing matches this one. So thank you all. I take your leave. Yeah.
Dr. Kulkarni, namaskar.
Namaskar.
Yeah. Before starting my question, I think Dr. Wahi is behind you.
Yes. Wahi
And
has come to stay
namaskar.
with me. Yes.
Namaskar to him.
Ashok, madam.
Okay. Dr. Kulkarni, first thing is really fantastic and very important subject is there, which is our basic thing to learn. But it's too short.
वो क्या करने का, अभी म्यूजिंग्स का आप बोलो, हमारा वेबिनार ले लो 8 सेशंस का, हमें कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. मैं तो बोलने वाला आदमी हूँ. आई एम सुपर लैकेसिस.
My goodness, my goodness. Two things very important. First thing that we sometimes we need to make the video of the patient, and we need direct or indirect authorization of the patient to have a consent about
You
that.
must take it. Legal permission of the patient before you
Yes,
for the video is very important.
yes,
Nowadays, the digital everything is so scary.
certainly, yes, certainly,
So you must take, and people for educational purpose give this one, no problem.
yes. Ah,
And
that's
if you
that,
convince them, their
yes,
name must be changed and very specific area, which is very difficult for them to express, you can hide it. Yeah, you must hide it. Yeah, yeah.
It should be pre-programmed, before
Yes,
starting our meetings and before starting our
right.
conversations, that
Yes,
we need to ask her
yes,
permission,
yes,
she will
yes.
allow.
Sure,
Or
sure.
certainly,
Yeah,
thank
yeah,
you.
yeah,
They're very important.
yeah,
Second thing you told about this sexual abuse to a
yeah,
patient.
yeah.
It happens, there are some patients really, they had a accident, the ladies, in their life, young life. So it was a very good thing that you were supposed to tell how we start the question, how we ask these delicate things, just two words to tell us. Anyway, I will say, in case a type of lachesis patients are continuously speak another part of the question, that we have to stop her for some times, she cannot go on talking blah 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 for 10 minutes for one thing only. So we need to interrupt, but in a very delicate way, how you have given the perfect and very nice indications about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You
Please.
see, I will tell you, these are called as a garrulous patients, patient that talk for a very long time,
Yeah,
doesn't want interruption between their, you see, speaking. The big issue is with this that for the free 15 to 20 minutes, you should give them a wide platform for dancing.
yeah,
Then within 15 minutes, they whatever say, just recall them. The content of their talk, the
yeah,
way in which they talk, the body language they use, the words they use, how they prepare their sentences, what is the emotion behind the content of the words, who are the people he is talking about, which are the areas of the being covered.
yeah,
So within this 15 to 20 minutes, you gather this information. Then you have to tell the patient, I have listened to you. Now I don't want a repetition to what you say. I need more exploration. I
yeah.
hope you will cooperate with me,
All right.
but
Yeah,
you have to answer according to my questions.
certainly.
According to my specific questions, you have to ask. I
That,
hope you understand this.
yes,
Did you
that,
understand this? Just a question to Lachesis. Did you understand this? That you have to talk according to my needs now. And he says, okay. Because he's a patient, what he has said, he says, okay, okay, nice. So I seek more cooperation from you. Nice. Say this 2, 3 times. Say you are a very nice person to cooperate with me. Then
perfect.
in some cases it is useful.
Yeah, all
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
But now the main question was for abuse of a lady, the sexual abuse, how we have to ask such delicate questions in
Yes.
between, not
I,
the
I will
initial
tell.
stage, certainly later stage of the interview,
Yeah.
but there should be very delicate as you are telling about such precious points. So it should be a very delicate to ask from guru.
I have a student who is making a PhD in sexual abuse from Europe.
Oh,
So she's taking my interview and I have prepared my presentation, which is with you. Are you able to see this?
yes,
It is unpublished. It contains your very important question, how to ask questions, how to explore this area. So sexual abuse in the perspective of homeopathy is the name of this article. It's a big article of 11 pages, but I want to make it more precise, more concise, and maybe if possible, something where some practical ideas are given. Now, I am giving here mental state after sexual abuse. And then your question, I will give you just a look into how the trauma begins, important
Yeah.
clinical insights, then
Yeah.
homeopathic perspective,
Yeah.
mental emotional state of a woman after sexual abuse, and then
Oh,
common expressions you have to understand.
mhm.
Then comes chronic mental state which has been developed, long-term features that are available with such a woman, and then indications of some remedies. And then comes, you see, conclusion of all these and all these ideas, and then comes, you see, evolution, how it occurs, case-taking considerations.
Yes.
In such cases, the physician must recognize that silence itself is a symptom.
Certain.
For example, the lady started crying and she stopped crying. You cannot say to the patient, cry more. Can you say this one? Cry more.
Not at all.
और if she is crying, will you say, मैं सब देख सकता हूँ लेकिन तुम्हारे आंखों में आंसू नहीं देख सकता?
No.
ऐसे नहीं बोल सकते. तुम ऐसा बोल सकते हो, you see, is this a place? Is this a place for crying? नहीं बोल सकते. यही तो प्लेस है ना.
हाँ जी, हाँ
अरे यही तो प्लेस है. होम्योपैथ ऐसा भी रह गया है विश्व में जो सुनेगा.
जी. Yes.
So the pace of the disclosure must be patient-led. This is very important in such cases. I mean, the pace of expression of the suffering will be given by the patient in her way, not in the physician's way. These are very special cases. You have to give special time for them. And slowness and rapidness, our usual way of dealing with the patients, cannot be here. You have to be extra caring to the patient, extra polite to the patient. And you have to be with the patient in a more resonant way, showing your empathy toward the patient. But at the same time, you have to maintain your professionalism also.
Certain.
And what patient needs is the emotional safety, no? Okay, direct questions about trauma is often neither necessary nor helpful initially. So don't ask direct questioning. Yes, with appropriate remedy selection, clinical explanation, these are the questions.
Okay.
Yeah, so a lot of questions are there. So this is the big article. I have not yet made it more approachable, but this is in the process, just to give you the understanding of this. Okay? Yeah, yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Kulkarni.
Okay, okay.
Namaskar.
Yes, namaskar, namaskar. Okay, Wahi says you regards.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yes, yes,
आप
yes.
दोनों को प्रणाम है मेरा.
Yes, yes. Okay, so I take your leave. I'm with my patients now. Yes. Asmita, Mansi.
Yes, sir. Thank you so
Okay,
much,
I
sir.
take your leave. Unfortunately,
Okay.
I can't give you more question answer session, but this is a very important subject, and we can give later on something like 3 or 4 sessions, each of 2 hours, to this very important lecture.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yes,
definitely.
yes.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yes, yes. Okay, bye bye. Bye bye.